This next section will focus on literacy engagement. Literacy engagement. So literacy engagement moves beyond students' mere participation in literacy work, so that students are actively engaged in the literacy work, whether they are reading or writing. This is important because the more engaged students are with literacy, the more it's linked to them achieving academic growth and academic success in our classrooms. There are some challenges with ensuring students are engaged in literary work, and that is students' access. So students may not have the access to literary works. Maybe they're not close to a library, or maybe the parents don't have the resources to purchase books for them or texts and get them those experiences and opportunities to engage with literary work. The other is the linguistic abilities of the students. So if these ELL students have additional languages, we want to make sure those additional languages are being acknowledged and that they are developing their literacy in those languages as well. We want to promote that they are developing literacy in English, but we want to ensure that they are developing their linguistic abilities and they're engaged in literary works of their additional languages as well. Another challenge is the connection to the community. We want to make sure that students are situated in a place where they are supported by their community and they have resources in their community to develop their literary works, whether there's community events or community book sales or whatever, so the student is using their community to engage in literary work. The other challenge is parental involvement. We want to make sure that parents are involved in the development of their child's literary works. We don't know the parents' ability of the L1, so of the English language. We want to make sure that parents are working towards developing their literacy ability as well as their child's. The other challenge is the use of technology. Students may not have technology at home to develop their literacy ability, and we know that technology is an incredible resource. Having multiple apps like Raz Kids that can develop students' linguistic abilities. We want to make sure that students have this technology to develop it, and that could be through having students rent out an iPad. Pedagogical considerations. So these are considerations I see as important to the classroom to maximize students' linguistic literacy engagement. That's opportunities for collaboration, so providing students with group work, putting them in mixed groups and literature circles where they can learn from other students. We don't want students to be just with the same students all the time. Perhaps we can set it up so students have an ability to converse with someone who speaks their L1, but another time we want a different student, so that way they're learning multiple perspectives. Another consideration is having dual language books in your classroom, so a student can read the same book in 2 languages, which will help with their understanding of the book. Another consideration, having translated newsletters going home to obtain that engagement from parents who maybe don't have the ability to speak, don't have exceptional linguistic ability in English. So by translating it into parents' L1, they can obtain the necessary information to help support their students and get their students engaged in literacy work at home as well. And the last consideration is equity. We want to make sure that all students have the ability to obtain necessary resources to develop their literacy and engage in literary work, whether that could be, like I said, renting out an iPad or helping them obtain those resources to get engaged in literary works.